Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's stream of MS Crab People versus 42 The Answer. I do apologize for starting a bit late. 42 The Answer is having a bit of last second troubles with their players, and we should be ready to begin soon. Oh, and I'm Tios, and this is Kurlon. Kurlon, say hello to the crowd. Kurlon.
Oh, evening all. Nice to be working with you, Tios. Fun fact, mute buttons should be checked before you start talking.
Yes. Alright. We should be able to get the map ban underway shortly.
So while we wait for them to get sorted in, I've taken a quick look at North America Division B standings. MS Crab People are currently 7th overall. The Answer 8th. There's only 18 points separating them. So theoretically, The Answer, if they come in here and drop a 5-0 sweep, they could actually put themselves ahead of MS Crab People in the rankings.
Which would be quite the upset, seeing as the MS Crab people, while they haven't been on top this season, they have been a very strong contender and given many teams a tough time. So it would be a little bit more of an upset for 42 to be able to pull something out of this, or pull the 5-0 out of this, I should say.
Yeah, The Answer is the only team in the division that has not logged an outright win. But looking at the points spread, again, only 18 points behind MS Crab People, who have 3 wins to their name. So The Answer are at least digging matches, individual drops out of their matches. So maybe we'll see a spark out of them tonight.
Now, if you're willing to give me one moment. Trying to pull up the maps. There you are. We are starting on Frozen City Classic for our first drop.
So further looking at the points, the other match that's left in this division is Smoke Adders versus Clan Crossfire, which will be this weekend, I believe. If MS Crab people manage to 5-0 the answer, that would put them above Clan Crossfire, assuming Clan Crossfire doesn't do well. So both teams have a chance to move up the rankings depending on how they do tonight. Smoke Adders are somewhat safe at 114 points. Crab people can't get above them, but Clan Crossfire has the potential to, again, with a 5-0 sweep, Clan Crossfire could edge above Smoke Adders, so got some potential shuffling for the last 4 places in the division tonight.
All right. We are now waiting for Raptor. He said all of his players should be in place now. All right.
And I see a working stream, so
Awesome.
sweet.
Now, while we are waiting for Raptor, he has given the clearance for the map ban to begin, so I'm going to let Kami know as well.
So I'm going to hope for Bog. I don't think we're going to get it, but don't think that map's gotten enough love this year.
Yes. Yeah, because come to think of it, I've only seen a few drops on Bog. Alpine and River have seemed to be the top picks, with Terra coming up next. Rubelite's been kind of rare, I don't know why, but many teams seem to want to be avoiding that. And Bog has been almost non-existent.
Bog I kind of get. It's a map that does not lend itself to the more distant control strategies that the higher tier teams tend to like. You really get forced into a brawl on that map, whereas Rubelite you can play multiple ways. I don't know why that one isn't any more popular than it is. Terra you can play control. River and Alpine you absolutely can play control, so I can see why the higher teams prefer that.
Oh, and 42 has banned the first map. Alpine Peaks is gone.
Okay.
And MS has banned Terra Therma. Two of the most
Bog is still
popular
in there.
maps right off the bat. Now is 42's ban. Come on, don't ban Bog. 42, don't do it. Don't do it, 42.
Oh, and my math has been corrected by Indigo of incoming missiles. So because of the minimum points a team can score in a match, Answer is still going to end up 7th at best.
Which makes me sad to hear.
Or, sorry, MS.
Oh, MS has chosen Rubelite to be banned as well.
Ooh,
No, sorry, not MS. 42 is banned. And the drop will be on River City.
Okay. Well, Bog hung in there for a while. At least it wasn't the first to go.
No, but we were so close, yet so far away. Now then, let's see if I can. All right, we have 42 ready. Let's pull them into the lobby. .42 seems to be missing a player.
Maybe running around the mech lab. They have to lock first, so.
Indeed, they do. Now, MS has already been here for a while, so odds are they're already in the spawn zones that they desire. 42, on the other hand, I imagine they'll have a lot of shuffling to do. There we go. There we go. There's their 8th.
So actually, I see 42 mechs already clicking ready, so we might not have that long of a wait.
That would be nice.
Oh, we're actually getting more stats in chat.
Alrighty.
So apparently, Alpine and Rubelite have been the most played maps in the map ban phase
Really?
for this season.
Well, I stand corrected on River then, though I will admit that I've been exclusively watching Div A and B matches, so.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing. Div A and B tend to go for River, and then as you go down, it shifts to Rubelite, with Alpine just being popular in general.
Yep.
And Brar notes, potential reason why no one likes Bog is nobody likes washing mud off their mechs. It's a decent reason.
But the mud
we
is a
do have
sign
the
of a
mech
true.
contest, so.
But the mud is the sign of a true brawl.
Yes. But if you're going for that mech fashion contest,
No, you're right.
you know, it's mud can work, but getting it on tastefully while in the middle of a brawl is difficult. See more green lights for 42.
We're almost there, almost ready.
And just when we think that, they start moving mechs around.
Yep. Such is the way this must go. And 42 is now waiting on one more player to ready up.
So if they're going Bravo Charlie, I wonder if they're going to make a push through the trench to Theta. That would set them up in the right spot. There's the lock.
No, no, they are not readied up. They cannot be locked. Now they're ready, okay. And we are green from both sides. We are launching. And we are not doing a radio cast. Love this.
Excellent. Of course, with the fabulous visibility on this map,
It might
as well be a radio cast.
I will turn on the outline so we can see where these mechs are. Alrighty.
Coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any
Oh,
hostiles.
need the game music on. Sorry about that, chat. This has probably been dolefully quiet.
We have Gamma.
So right off the bat, we've got Xavier for MS and Wolfhound making a mad dash right for Theta. Mercstar bringing a Flea, Annihilator, Cyclops, Blood Asp, Wolfhound, Fafnir, second Blood Asp, and a second Annihilator.
And
Back we get-
MS is making a very strong play towards Theta right now, though it seems to be slightly in vain, as the answer is not even attempting for it.
Yeah, which is kind of odd given where they decided to start from.
This most likely means that the answer's strat is just to kill them all and then worry about caps later. It would seem like that, with the answer fielding 3 Blood Asps, 2 Madcap Mark II Bs, a Night Jeer, a Mistlynx, and a Cataphract.
Yeah, so they really do not have much speed. The Mistlynx being the fastest mech they can field compared to 2 quick movers.
And we have some opening trades from 42, seem to be winning those trades so far. MS and their 2 Annihilator 1P, no, 1 Annihilator 1P and 1 2A, just doing their best to establish Overwatch, but they just don't have anything to shoot right now.
kind of a mixed build. You've got one all ER large laser annihilator and one 6 AC2 1 ER large annihilator, so DACA and lasers, whichever they prefer.
And MS seems to be making a move into the lower buildings with their Annihilator staying in the back, and this Annihilator 2A is just on the ground, unable to do anything for the duration of the drop so far. He just seems to not be able to get lines. You have small skirmishes going on in the lower city with Xavier's Wolfhound taking a little bit too many shots.
Damocles' Annihilator's already down to 67%. Doesn't really seem to be trading that effectively from his high point.
MS seems to know that they don't have to move up since they have a 3 cap, and 42 is just not getting aggressive enough to make use of the fact that they're losing. Oh, and the snowstorm's coming back.
Yeah, I don't like the answer kind of forming a bit of a line to push through the city. That's feeding right into the concave that Mercstar has set up.
Now 42 does not seem to be aware of the 2 Blood Asps right down here. Oh, now the Blood Asp has made this move. If 42 can do an all-out push, they will win this small engagement. But if they cannot get off their feet, then they will be done. A lot of health coming off the assaults on 42 now, just not getting enough trades in. And James Bomb that has gone down in his Fafnir. And Flynn has gone down in 42 for his Madcap Mark II.
Answer's looking really hurt at this point. Mercstar still relatively fresh.
Mercstar just doesn't seem to be sharing enough armor though. Some of their mechs are fresh and some of them aren't. Oh, and another mech from 42 goes down. Their inability to push is just damning them at this point.
Mercstar's Flea's getting some kills in there.
It's now a 4v6 with their last mechs all on the brink of death. And 3 more mechs on 42. Alright, we are now down to a Mistlynx and a Blood Asp, and the Mistlynx is out of weapons at this point. Where did he run off to? There he is. And the Mistlynx just getting hammered as he can't fire back with any of his weapons, and he's legged and he's down. The first drop has gone to MS with both a cap victory and a kill victory.
So yeah, I think you called it. That was a lack of aggression on 42's part. Even with a little bit of a bad formation, I think it would have gone much better had they continued to actually push into Mercstar's line instead of stalling.
Yeah, MS was only there with 4 assault mechs, and if 42 just pushed the whole line, they would have cut their team in half, then moved on to kill the rest. Now let's get these match stats up. Alright, let's bring these stats up. So we have on 48, surprisingly enough, the most damage went to Raptor in his Cataphract 3DC, which is kind of surprising, seeing as that mech just doesn't carry a lot of firepower compared to all of the larger assaults.
And the low mounts make it hard to bring that firepower online, especially in the city.
Unsurprisingly, MS top damage was their Annihilator 1P, who managed to stay on Overwatch the whole match and just hammer them repeatedly. With a shockingly low damage from Wolf and the Blood Asp on 42. I don't know if he just died first or if he just was not connecting enough shots. Now next.
He seemed to held back for most of the match. So
Mm.
I suspect he was trying to keep his powder dry, waiting to pounce on some opened up Mercstar mechs, but the opportunity never came up. Towards the end, he was facing basically a 6-on-1. So no real opportunity to do damage for the poor Mistlinks.
I'm not talking about the Mistling, so I'm talking about the Blood-Ass Wolf.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. Yeah, he really didn't do much either. He was towards the front of the line. I think he got halved early on. Actually, I can cheat, seeing as the stream is 5 minutes delayed. So in the meantime,
Do we have a giveaway? I got.
I don't have codes, but I'm hoping Live will jump into the channel if he has any codes left.
It is late season, so all right. So 42, one of their players has dropped out. Hopefully to rebuild a mech. Hopefully this won't be a 7v8 drop.
So I was incorrect. Wolf did not get halved early on. I think it was just bad positioning on his part. There he goes. About 11 minutes left. He goes critical. So yeah, bad positioning. He ultimately got taken out by Prototellus in his flee.
That would explain it. If you spent your whole job dealing with a light mech that's on your butt, it becomes difficult.
And I do see Live is alive in chat, so hopefully if there's any codes left in the pool, he will tease people with trolley triggers to get into a giveaway.
Amazing. Now we are just waiting for 42's last player. There he is.
Switching map mode from Conquest to Domination, and we're on Forest Colony.
Yep. Just waiting on 42 to lock. MS seems to already be ready. Alright, so waiting on Dacron and waiting on Zudakai to ready up for 42. Then it looks like we will be ready to go, since MS has always been very prompt.
Yeah, they've obviously been planning ahead for this.
Which is
difficult.
In the end, though, I have nothing but the utmost respect for a team that plans everything beforehand and just makes sure everything's ready to go like that.
Yeah, it's a lot of stress beforehand, but it takes a lot of stress out of the match itself. And anything you can do to make the match go easier, that just helps your performance. I'll freely admit I like being lazy when I drop with a team and I'm told ahead of time, bring this mech, this build, this will be what you do. Makes life simple. Looks like 42 is just about ready. Raptor is called locked. Kamichiwa is called locked.
And we are launching. Let's get out of this so we're not in a radio cast. And voila.
So looking at chat, there's a possibility you may want to check the scoreboard settings. May have the team name swapped.
Let me give that a quick check.
Fleet command, coming in. Capture the target area and engage any hostiles.
Now let's see. 42 is fielding a Wolfhound, a Phoenix Hawk, 2 Vulcans, a Huntsman Paquette, a Shadowhawk, 2H, a Bushwhacker, and a Stormcrow. Some very top tier choices here and some very unusual mech choices here, such as the Phoenix Hawk and the Shadowhawk. Now I'm curious to see what's on the Shadowhawk.
While you pull that up, for Mercstar, we've got Vulcan, Wolfhound, Flea, pair of Assassins, Nightgear, Bushwhacker, and a Warhammer 6R.
It's a lot of weight for on 2 single mechs for MS to be fielding. They'll have to be incredibly careful not to lose them. Oh, and we have opening shots of the Stormcrow in the water, getting some free shots on Xavier.
.42 seem to have more aggression this time. They got right up into the circle. Tolson right on the satellite dish itself.
Unfortunately,
That's a good sign.
Unfortunately, we have no side choosing to do an outright skill rush right now. Oh, 42 seems to be gearing up for it though. Over on the side of Colony, they're all moving, save for the Stormcrow, who's still caught in the rear. MS does not seem to know that they're yet. Oh nope, now they do. We have shots going off from 42. 42 does not seem to know which target they want to focus. However, the Flea is currently at 68%, which a mech that size is just primed to go down.
MS is doing a decent job rotating mechs to the front. Not really giving 42 an opportunity to focus at this point. Flynn for 42 down at 57% in his Bushwhacker. That's awfully early to be damaged that hard.
And MS has 2 lights coming through the rear that 42 does not seem to be prepared for. But now 42 is just turning back entirely on those 2 lights and leaving their other side completely exposed. However, those 2 lights seem to be taking a lot of damage and they are completely without support now. And Xavier has been legged in his Wolfhound. He is in no cover and he goes down.
So meanwhile, Zudakai for 42 in the Shadowhawk, taking a long flank around. Gonna try and poke Drew the Blues Nightgar.
It's effectively just removing him from the fight though. He's unable to do anything else right now, and until he closes on the Nightgear, he can't do anything. However, he does seem to be closed now.
He's knocked some components off the Nightgar, keeping his mech somewhat alive, although Drew's now getting some support from Kamichiwa. This is a 2-on-1 fight. He's got to get out of that.
Some of the MS mechs are incredibly fresh, and some of them are just inches away from death, while 42 seems to be spreading the damage incredibly well. And Dakaron up top is just took a mean amount of damage in his drop. Oh, 2 mechs down from MS back to back. They're fleeing, and then the Knight Shear, a lot of tonnage lost for a single trade. And 42's first mech goes down. The Shadowhawk, however, he was way too aggressive, and 2 more mechs go down. One from MS, one from 42. 42 seems to be trying to do a last-ditch push on the last of MS, and they just lost another mech in the process. And Damocles' Warhammer's leg, though, still has full guns, and now he's down. It is down to 2 mechs from MS against 5 from 42.
Where was this aggression on the last battle?
It would have saved them, indeed. Down to 1 Bushwhacker on MS. Oh, and he kills one of the Huntsmans. And Tolson has killed himself due to overheating. And that is it. 42 has won drop 2, making this an even 1-1.
A little disorganized at first, but I definitely like the improvement in aggression this time.
So I'd say in the end, though, it just seemed that they were more aggressive. Alright, let's get these stats up, because I'm quite curious to see what the damages were now. Alright, let's look at these damages. Kurlon, would you like a link to check them?
I've actually got them in front of me.
Amazing. While we are looking over those, I'm going to switch each side from the lobbies.
All right. So, looking at 42 first. Good, consistent damage spread across the board. All team members were throwing in fairly evenly on that. Ham in the Huntsman, putting down top damage at 425. Looking on MS, we've got a bit more of a taper. Kamichiwa in the Vulcan, 488. James Bond in the Bushwhacker, standing to the end at 329. And actually, Damocles 1 in the Warhammer 6R was top damage at 517. From there, the damage numbers were depressed a bit.
Xavier getting the lowest damage, which is not surprising given the fact that he poked and was legged almost immediately. There's only so much that you can do in that scenario.
It's also nice to see, despite the amount of strikes flying, team damages are nice and low on both sides. So...
Darn, I would have really enjoyed some more crimes here.
Kamichiwa, 3 kills with that Vulcan.
Which
he was
is
doing good work.
Quite impressive. Alright, now to update the header. Of which, Kurlon, if you could double check, I'm pretty sure the header was correct.
So, looking at what's on stream now, for this last match, it was backwards.
What? Oh no.
The team names.
Ah, okay. My apologies, Jets.
So I'll take the blame on that one. I designed the interface, and it's not exactly intuitive. This is what happens when you have an IT engineer design stuff.
You're fine. Alright, then now I will not have to switch them for drop 3, seeing as the teams are switching sides now.
See, you were just saving yourself some effort by planning ahead.
the long game. That's what I was doing.
So other than a risky poke at the wrong time by Xavier in that match, it doesn't feel like MS radically botched their movements.
I believe it was just more of a lack of aggression, and over time they just got more and more split and spread, and until 42 was just able to kill them off one by one.
I think 42 getting the high ground early on also helped them control that a little bit more. Curious to see if MS rushes to get a mech on top this time, up by the satellite dish.
Now MS is breaking the trend and getting a very early lock, even before 42 has all 8 of their players in the lobby.
Yeah, again, this goes back to prior planning. They've already got a plan ready to roll. They're just waiting for the gate to drop so they can execute.
Once again, Kami, always hats off to you for always having things planned and ready to go. I don't think I've seen a team in Div B as fast as you in between drops. As Captain Cat is pointing out, yes, we do know that the names were reversed. There's only so much we can do with a 5-minute delay. I do apologize for that, though.
Oh, and Ham is watching the stream and participating. Nice.
We're still waiting for the 8th player from 42 to join the lobby. Oh, and we have one.
So apparently the trick is you just have to call it out a couple times.
Yes. Seems to be how this is going to go. Just waiting for Tolson to ready up.
Alright, so we now know 42 can brawl.
Now,
Do you see any reason for them to change strategy?
not entirely. Their strategy was sound, and we are launching. The overall execution was a wee bit shaky, but in the end, their strategy was very sound. Because in the end, the only way you can really play this map is just an absolute rush. Now, the real question is, in my opinion, will MS learn from these mistakes and come back and actually manage to stick together and prepare for a rush, or will they choose to rush against 42?
So far, they seem to be a bit reserved in the past 2 drops. I'm going to say that they ball up, but they don't do a hard push. Not out of the gate.
All right, so we have Mercstar bringing an Arctic Wolf 1, a Vulcan, another Bushwhacker, an Osiris, a Griffin, a Grasshopper, a Locust, and a Hunchback 2C Charlie. The Hunchback seems to be going the wrong way. Oh, and he's discovering now that he's going the wrong way, though he has cut off a fair bit of his team's time and will inevitably show up late to the fight now.
On the answer side, we've got an Arctic Wolf, Assassin, Vulcan, 3 linebackers, a Piranha, and a second Assassin. So, yeah, they liked the brawl. They want to do it again. And again, they're rushing a mech right up to that satellite dish to get eyes up high.
Well, one of the biggest things about this map is that Team 2 will always have an advantage. They'll get to this circle pretty much always before their opponent. Now, they did arrive at the same time for this, but that's because it was an assassin trying to race towards a locust. Tolson up top in a bloodlust, arguably one of the worst hero mechs in the game. Very unusual choice for this drop. MS still not quite in place, but 42 does not seem to be choosing to capitalize on the fact that the enemy team is not ready.
Now, interestingly, he's playing Overwatch up there in that bloodlust with a splat SRM build out.
3 SRM6s, 1 SRM4. Now 42 is dropping a lot of strikes and a goal to get some early damage, but they're just not hitting quite right. They're all bunched up. I think they're all just waiting for the push call now. And MS might make it for them, actually. MS is starting to get slowly more aggressive, but like last drop, a couple of their mechs are just way overstrung.
Yeah, here comes 42 streaming around the back side of the hill.
Yep. Drew the Blue trying to poke in his Hunchback, but getting no shots off, yet taking a lot to his face. MS trying
42's getting a little split up by that large spire. Finally getting all their mechs on the same side of it.
And 42 is being pushed back out to the beach side, which does leave them in the open ground, but also gives a slight advantage to them as MS now has to come to them. And Flynn Hasek has come through the group in his linebacker, just getting backshot after backshot, a torrent to Drew the Blue's Hunchback. And Windscape has gone down on 42. And Drew the Blue has now gone down on Mercstar.
42's lost one of their piranhas. Or their only piranha.
2 more mechs go down. One more from each side. Is now a 5v5 match with a now 4 mechs down from the answer with a heavy advantage towards MS now.
Yeah, they're much more spread out this time than before.
Oh, it's now a 3v3. 2 mechs go down, and there was a self-destruct. 2 mechs self-destruct from MS, making this a 2v3 fight. I don't know if that was a throw or what, but that just put the match from an easy win to actually quite contested. Crimson Helix seems to be legged in his oh, and he's down. Now it's down to Xavier in his Osiris. Oh, and Xavier gets down Ham in his Arctic Wolf. It is now down to Tolson and Zudakai to kill Xavier. However,
Tolson's hanging back.
However, both these mechs have a hard max range, giving Xavier the ability to kite the entire match with his superior speed and maneuverability. Which means that if Xavier plays this smart, the win is in the bag.
Looks like he's trying to go high, but just can't quite get the mech to get up there, so coming around instead.
Tolson is legged in one touch, and Tolson goes down and is now down to Zudakai, but Xavier does not seem to know where he is. If Zudakai can force a brawl, he could potentially destroy Xavier in 2 volleys, but it's gonna be tough. Oh, and Zudakai is turned around. He does not know that Xavier is on top with him. And Xavier does not know either. Oh, and
Xavier's going to get the back shot.
Xavier now knows, but he cannot get the shot without dropping. It's something he's very wary to do, and Zudakai still has no idea that he's there. It's times like this where a UAV could make or break the fight.
Zudakai's legged, so that's partially why he's backed himself into a corner.
Oh.
There you go. He's aware of Xavier now.
Oh, the Pop-Tart. And Xavier is pulling back, knowing that he has range where Zudakai does not. And there's smoke on Zudakai. If it is an airstrike, no, it's an arty strike. Now Zudakai is doing a beautiful job of shielding that leg.
Zudakai's at 60 SRMs. He does not have long to keep this trading up. Just wasted a shot outside his range.
He's gonna have to force Xavier back in for that last shot. He's down to 2 volleys now. His leg still does have enough to take one, maybe 2 shots. Yeah, it will certainly take 2 shots to kill. He's doing his best to pull back into a corner now, just forcing Xavier to close. Xavier cannot seem to get the proper line to get that shot.
Xavier did have time to take out one of the 2 mobile field bases, putting time back on the clock for MS.
MS, however, already has a clock advantage, though. Should time go out, MS would win this.
Oh, yep, I apologize. Now that I'm in the mech, of course it changes which team is which color for me. So
now,
that was my bad.
Zudakai does not currently know where Xavier is. He's trying to get those short and shallow Pop-Tarts in order to get eyes. Xavier doing his best to play it safe, but he does know that eventually he's going to have to move in. Oh, and Zudakai is going out in the open and just exposing himself to more shots, just completely unnecessarily.
He's getting impatient.
Now both these mechs are at the point where a single strike could make or break the whole game.
Oh, he's
Xavier banged up
come out
everywhere.
Of the pass?
Xavier's banged up everywhere, though. A single shot of the SRMs to the legs, or if it focuses on one component, could put him down. However, Zudakai is faring the same with Xavier's 6 med lasers.
So he's got target spotted on Xavier, so temporary visibility.
And Zudakai is jumping down. And he misses his shot. He's down to 1 more volley. He's going to have to make it count. Won't even be
a full strength volley.
And he misses. He's out of ammo.
We're a quarter of the way there. Keep it up.
Now, does Xavier know?
That is correct. Zudakai is currently out of ammo.
Xavier's still ducking into cover. He hasn't figured it out yet.
I think by the time that he does find out, it'll be over.
Still ducking behind cover.
And he whiffs that shot. An easy win right there, should he land the shot.
Zudakai doing his best to make it difficult.
And he's making a beautiful tree dance while he's doing it. And that is it. He goes down to Xavier. Alright, let's get these stats up.
So far, this is much closer fighting than looking at win-loss totals would have predicted.
Indeed. Alright, so unsurprisingly, we have Xavier getting top damage in his Osiris. Going all the way down to Drew the Blue, who was cut in half halfway through the drop, just making it incredibly difficult to score any high damage.
Going back to Xavier, only top damage, 3 kills, 2 of them KMDDs, so he was really doing work in that rig.
Indeed.
That said, 42's damage spread was not bad. Tolson at 451 in the Vulcan. Ham in the Arctic Wolf at 360. Your lowest damage, Raptor and Windscape at just under 190 each. Raptor went down fairly early in the Piranha. That's part of what depressed his numbers. But still, Windscape with 7 assists. So, still managing to at least reach out and touch most of the opposing team. Dacron with 30 team damage. A little wild with his assassin.
However, though, the team damages this drop have been outstandingly short. It seems that every side has been, or both sides have been very keen on trying to avoid any large team damages, as other players, me, have done this league. 139 a single drop, by the way. Don't do what I did, kids.
So now, was that all attributable to one stray strike, or?
Yes. One strike and a misplaced call to push. Alright, we now seem to be waiting for MS to lock.
A little out of form for them. I'm surprised they weren't locked and
I imagined the
pestering.
time that by the time I got the stats up and ready to go, then they would have locked.
Maybe that one page fell out of Kamichiwa's playbook.
Darn.
So that was nice. I just got to see the kill shot from Xavier's perspective, thanks to stream delay.
We
Zudakai
have it.
really was working that tree dance quite well.
Indeed.
So back to Conquest, River City as chosen by the map ban.
Now, River City's a little bit of an unusual drop because the side with airport, I believe that is. Give me a moment to draw it up in my head.
Should be Team 1.
Yes, team one. They really can get a 3 cap quite easily, and they can just stack up on airport and just sit the entire match while team two is usually forced to push on this drop, which leaves them at quite a disadvantage if they can't find good cover.
Now the problem being, you can set up around Gamma, but you can't commit your full force there. You've got to have someone running around to make sure Kappa doesn't get back capped on you. Theta you can control pretty effectively. Epsilon, you can take pot shots at it, but you're not going to be able to stop that from being capped without committing mechs to it. So we have seen in prior drops on this map where teams have been effectively able to push up from the water into airport and catch teams off guard. But it takes good coordination to make that push work, because if you just pop up 1-2 mechs at a time, you're going to get ripped up. You really need to swarm as a unit to pull it off. There's the lock from MS.
If you can excuse me for 10 seconds.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm going to throw out my usual, always wrong prediction that this is going to be a light fight to start out with, either Theta or Kappa. And until the lights get popped from one side, I don't see the heavies moving off their coasts.
Apologies, I am back. And 42 is not locked, so thankfully I didn't miss anything. Now, according to Ham of 42, Zudikai's client crashed, so they are having to bring in a quick replacement.
As if 42 didn't have enough stress.
Tolson saying in chat that the Bloodlust is a better assassin. Tolson, you are on dangerous grounds there, my friend.
Even if it is a better assassin, by virtue of being a hero, that limits how many you can field. So that in itself, for comp, kind of makes it moot to me. Okay, and he's corrected himself. Makes assassin obsolete in group drops. Is this the first non-World Championship comp season that we've been allowing heroes?
It is. Heroes have been allowed in almost every 1v1 tournament, but I don't think I've ever seen it fielded in a team comp league.
Yeah, so that's one of the changes that came out this year that I like. It's brought a little bit more variety to the matches. It's also made it a lot easier for the smaller squads to find mechs to bring. It's amusing that you'd think that the hero mechs not as many people would have, but inevitably people with limited mech bays somehow end up with at least one or two. I think part of that's PGI's been handing them out left and right lately also, which I can't complain about.
Oh, and we are locked from both sides. Let's launch. I'm sorry,
And
Tolson, but
MWO Leagues has been watching the chat and has a nice trolley giveaway going.
nice legs. Love it live. And Tolson, I know as a caster, I'm supposed to remain impartial. But if you ever hurt on my baby, the assassin, who is a superior bloodlust, there will be problems, and there will be wars.
So, just to clarify, as a caster, you are absolutely allowed to have mech preferences.
Oh, thank God. Thank good. You're wrong.
Yeah, no need to hold back.
Oh, I love this. All right, let's get these mechs up. So we have 42 fielding a Warhawk, a Marauder 2C, a Flea, a Battlemaster, a Crab, another Flea, a Summoner, and a Hellbringer.
Any hostiles are getting
So
your
once
way.
again, 42 is choosing some very top tier choices for their map, and then some very unusual choices that don't seem to ring well.
Well, I wonder how much of that is unplanned player swaps.
Command, confirming
Looking
that we
on the
have
Mercstar
possession
side,
of
we've
Kappa.
got Hunchback 2C,
Enemy forces have Sigma.
Vulcan, Madcat 2, Piranha, Osiris, Warhawk, Evan-Jag, and an Annihilator.
MS seems to favor the Annihilator 1P in an Overwatch role, as it is incredibly strong for that choice. Oh, and will we have a light battle on Theta? Please give me a light battle on Theta. Aw, and Windscape is pulling back after seeing the Piranhas there, probably knowing that a Flea cannot beat a Piranha.
So instead, he's pulled back. Is he going to make the long wrap to Kappa?
He does seem to be making the long wrap to Kappa. Oh, and we have opening shots from Subwoofer trying to hit the Piranha on Theta, missing, though he has dropped a strike that the Piranha can't see. And the Piranha takes 17. Oh, the Piranha is down to 61% health from a single strike that he did not see. I'll be very surprised to see if the Piranha lives that drop due to the oversight of that.
Piranha's fully opened up in his back. Got one side torso that just breathed on from the back is going to pop. So he's a hurting unit.
Forty 42 trying to trade from Upper City, but as I have discovered in my own drops, Upper City is just not a suitable place to trade against airport. If 42 does not do something, these trades will almost assuredly go to MS.
Yeah, it's a false sense of security in the Upper City up there. You've got buildings to hide between, but from the other side, you've got such an area you can spread out on through at that starport that no matter where you choose to hide behind a building, odds are someone can get a line on you still.
No heavy damage on either side, save for MS's Piranha. However, 42 has sent 3 lights for Theta, and they're getting a rapid cap. Will they be able to stop it? Oh, and they managed to stop it with just a sliver of Theta left. However, will they be able to prevent it before it is considered a neutral point? And yes, Theta is now giving no points to either side. But it seems that the Windscape's not getting shot. Will he get Theta for 42? Yes, he will.
Yeah, I'm going to credit that flip to Windscape. His initial dive to Kappa pulled 3 of MS's mechs over there. Prototelos and the Piranha is still over there. Probably not a bad plan given how rough he is. So pulling those 3 mechs off is what opened up the window for the answer to dive on Theta. So good move on his part. So that puts the 3 cap on 42's side, which now puts the pressure on Mercstar to do something. Their Piranha really can't show himself.
However, something should be said that Mercstar has won all of their trades phenomenally, leaving 42 at a pretty low health on all of their large trading mechs, or not low health, but considerably more damage than MS's mechs. And we seem to have a light pack that's gearing up for Sigma, for a Sigma push. However, I think they're pulling back now that they've been spotted. More trades going around up top, and once again, MS seems to be winning these trades without contesting.
Now it looks like some of 42 is pulling off from Upper City. Tolson, the Warhawk, is going back. Flynn and Ham have backed off to the edge of Upper City, leaving just Raptor and the Mad Cat to be their primary trader. I don't know if this signals an impending move or if they're just
5 mechs
shifting.
from 42, all on Theta, in an attempt to deny that cap. If MS can push it on the Upper City now, they can take this. They can sweep 3 mechs and take a cap point with no resistance whatsoever. MS does not seem to know that 42 has moved, though. They're slowly starting to advance now, but we're still not sure if it's a poke or if it's a push.
Yeah, at this point, MS's lights over by Sigma should have been reporting back what they're seeing. MS should be aware of this. They're actually getting driven back by 42's light squad.
And the cap lead has now shifted to 42. Things are not looking well for MS in this drop. They're going to have a very decisive push in order to get it back, or if they can get Theta and force a 3 cap. However, it does seem like Kappa will be going very quick, as I think it is Dacron in his fleet on 42 is now going for a back cap of Kappa. However, that point is fully capped, and MS manages to turn Theta before any 42 lights come in to intercept.
Prototellus and the Piranha down to 51%. He's literally just trying to find corners to hide in at this point. He really is not effective anymore.
And Theta and Kappa are about to be no points. And Kappa will probably go to 42 before MS can get there. Oh, nope.
Nope. Xavier drove Dacron off.
But at the same time, though, the damage has already been done. MS is now losing a 3-to-1 cap, which will give 42 an extensive lead if they don't manage to do something soon.
So now this is interesting. Tolson has moved out in the water. This now gives 42 2 lanes of fire against MS's 2 mechs still up on the starport.
Juice in his Ebenjag trying to get lines, but just realizing that he's massively out-traded there. MS is making a full-on push towards Theta, sending in Ebenjag, a Hunchback to and a Mad Cat, and just getting absolutely hammered from range. And Raptor's about to go down in his Marauder too, as he is just losing all sorts of trades. Raptor at 36% with a side torso gone. Oh, and Raptor goes down. Even before I could get a check on his mech. And Theta is turning towards MS, but will it be enough to save them, as they are this close to the end of the match now? The cap limit is eerily close, but as I previously stated, though, 42 is just losing all of their trades, which means that a lot of their mechs may be dropping in the near future.
Windscape and the Flea is going to make another push on Kappa. They're sending Prototellus in the Piranha to counter.
And
Heigl
to support him, yeah. And we have Dacron, who's making a run for it as fast as he can, but he might not get there in time. Oh, and Juice goes down in the Ebenjag.
Windscape has decided to skip the cap and is going right after Prototellus, just ignoring the Vulcan.
Now,
gets the Piranha.
According to my head math, though, a 3 cap will not be enough to save MS. Yeah, a 3 cap will not be enough to save them. It will be close, but MS needs to 4 cap or to turn off one of 42's points in order to actually win this. However, if they can't do it soon, it will be over.
Yeah, they don't have any mechs near cap points. Their 2 fast mechs are tied up by Windscape.
This is over. 42 has won through losing every one of their trades and not being aggressive at all. MS just failed to capitalize on every one of their moves.
Well played, 42.
Indeed.
So in hindsight, Windscape going after that Piranha, getting rid of their 1 truly fast mech for MS, actually was a good move.
Indeed.
I miscalled that.
We are now switching sides. And now I will change the banners. Oh, wow.
Ooh, chat's getting interesting.
Apparently, changing sides of players is too much for my small brain to comprehend. Oh, now I got it. Nope, okay. There we go. Sorry, chat, for having to watch me fail at moving people.
This is where we make our standard PGI plea for a switch sides lobby button.
You are asking for too much and you know it.
I know, I dream big.
Now let's get these stats up. Uh-oh. Kurlon, would you happen to have the match ID for me?
Oh, absolutely. Let me just...
Good, thank you very kindly. Can you put it somewhere where I can copy and paste?
Oh, I can do that too.
Wait, nope, I can copy and paste from in-game chat. When was this a thing?
It's been a while. I figured it out when I started seeing streamers pasting and macroing their
Really?
announcements to
All
chat
right.
in-game.
Well, let's stop delaying and let's give these people the stats that they crave. There we go. Stats are up on stream. We have
Big damage
Subwoofer
numbers.
in the Summoner getting top damage for 42, which is surprising. And once again, Damocles is just pulling out astoundingly high numbers in his Annihilator.
But now on the flip side, 951 damage. He's only credited with 1 kill, granted it was a KMDD, and only 1 assist. So where was all that damage going?
Yeah, I don't know if it was just good strikes or lack of spreading damage, but in the end, just wasn't enough to get the final punch for kills.
Now granted, there were only 3 kills to get assists on, but still, if I'm reading those numbers correctly, he basically only got damage on 2 mechs. 951 damage spread across 2 mechs, and only 1 of them dropped as a result is crazy.
Was that just a wonderful amount of just trying to twist? Perhaps he was aiming for only the Marauder 2C and the Warhawk, and his kills were stolen.
That could be. Okay. I gotta check that. Yep. So MWO Leagues is really trolling now.
Live, what are you doing? Live, oh no. Tios v Tolson in chat, oh no.
Yep.
Oh no, Live, how could you do this? Now, if 42 wins this, this will be the first and only win that 42 will have for the season.
Given their performance so far, I hope they pull it off.
Ash, they were losing trades due to spread of damage. MS was spreading damage both overall in their mechs and just component wise, while 42 was more of just not spreading damage as well.
So more important than copy-paste working in lobby, when did lobby turn into karaoke?
I'm not quite sure. However, I am not going to switch over from the scoreboard because I do not want to subject chat to this. So we're just going to stick to the scoreboard here, gents. MS already locked. Oh, and 42 is locked. Both sides are locked. Let's go! Switch back so we don't have a radio cast.
Did you switch scoreboards?
Yes. Wait. Yes. Wait. Wait. Give me a moment.
You've got plenty of time.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, got it. Top tier game caster here, guys. Alright, so Mercstar is fielding a Nightjeer, a Mad Cat, a Bloodass, Hunchback 2CA, a Canine, a Flea, a Wolfhound, and another Mad Cat. So, a very DACA heavy deck this drop, and the Canine, which is of course the greatest mech in the game. Just look at him, he's so cute.
I have no counter argument to that.
No man should.
Well, we'll get to see just how much better the Canine is compared to a boring regular Irby brought by 42, along with a Warhawk, Mad Cat 2, second Warhawk, Flea, Dragon, Sumner, and a Wolfhound.
Ham with the Warhawk Prime Eye showing he is a true shill, of which I can respect. 42 setting up high on the airport. I'm keen to see if they will make the same mistakes as MS, or will they get aggressive. Oh, and Prototellus gets shot at Theta and just straight up turns and leaves. Oh, is he coming back for the poke?
I think he's just trying to keep eyes on. Catching a little bit of fire there.
He's getting a little bit of slack.
Not going to stop the cap, but at least have an idea where the answer's lights are for the moment.
Now, MS is setting up top and upper city, but these are mid-range Daka mechs, so they may be gearing up for a push across the water. But if so, they wouldn't be trading. MS doing the same strat as 42, setting up 3 lights on Sigma to both defend and potentially make a run for Kappa. 42 did not take a full cap of Kappa, leaving it very vulnerable to any lights who choose.
Rototellus is about to demonstrate that with his flea.
No, but 42 does have a fleet that's moving into contest, but I don't think he knows there are 3 lights there. Oh, and MS is making a push across the bridge. A much more dangerous strat compared to a low ground push just due to the lack of cover alone.
Drew the blue, 71%. Components open.
And
Watch that right side torso.
And MS has scared off Windscape off of Kappa, now establishing a 3 cap, but I don't think they're in the position to pull back now. And all of 42 is now crossing in the water now, a very unusual choice on this map. They're just leaving a 3 cap for MS to take and hold though. MS has now taken the airport, and 42 is just standing out there in the open, awaiting for players to fire from all sides. Ham does not know that mechs are on his rear. Oh, now he does, and Ham goes down from Xavier. A beautiful shot that was coordinated by the K9 and Xavier's Wolfhound. A lot of tonnage gone for almost no loss.
Yeah, it seems like 42 wants to set up a firing line along this road, but
They don't know how. What does this urban mech have? 3 med pulse, 3 MGs on the urban mech, which is useless until they can force a brawl, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Where 42 is just getting gunned down with almost no return damage to MS getting connected. And Raptor's about to get light packed with Windscape trying to come into the rescue, which is not enough. And Raptor's not even dabbing in his dragon, which means that his side's going to go soon. And his gun arm is absolutely one touch, which is once again due to just a failure to dab. Now he's dabbing, but at the wrong time.
this is like someone switched out all 42 players from the last match with a completely different set. It's a completely different feel to what we just watched.
Yeah, the team that was way more aggressive and winning because of it is now just complacent as they're getting gunned down in the center. And Flynn Hasek has gone down as Madcap Mark II. And Raptor is a stick in his dragon, not his inability to dab just absolutely damned him. I imagine he'll probably be the last mech alive in this drop. And Tolson is going out in the open at 54%. Same as Subwoofer. The Subwoofer's hugging that rock for his life. And Tolson's now in the blind spot of MS, seemingly wanting to go up the hill. And the Night Jeer from MS goes down. And the Grinner and Tolson has gone down to a very clean burst from MS. Once again, not knowing that Xavier was there. Subwoofer goes down. It's down to just the urban mech since the dragon's a stick. Down to Raptor. MS has won this with a very clean win, very decisive with. Unfortunately, 42 was this close to getting their one win of the season, but in the end, they just went out into the open ground and wasn't able to do anything about it. Good games all around, gents, and hopefully we can get our interviews rolling soon. But before that, let's check stats.
Spreadsheet warriors, get ready. Here come the numbers.
OBS, where are you? Found you. Alright, let's get these stats y'all need. So Tolson getting top damage in his Warhawk, only 592 though, just not a lot from 42 this drop. With their second place being Subwoofer, which is not too surprising. Raptor getting surprisingly little damage given the fact that MS pushed across the open with 3 assaults, which is just free damage on the table. Ham getting a pitifully low damage and low match score, but in the end, when the lights come up behind you, there's just not much you can do about it.
Now I'm kind of curious about the low match score, given twice the damage of Dacron, no team damage. He had an assist where Dacron wasn't credited with one. Why the lower match score? Do they adjust by weight class?
They do, but it's like a factor of 0.1. It's a very slim
Okay.
multiplier. So yeah, now I'm curious as well as to why his match score was so low.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Howdy, sir.
Hello. And we have Kami from MS, which I believe you are their team leader, correct?
That is correct.
All right, so I guess while we are waiting for a member from 42 to show up, why don't you just walk us through how you felt for drop 1, since that was considered a very strong and decisive win for MS.
Right, so this is the second time we've dropped for the City Classic, and we definitely learned from our mistakes and went with a little bit more of a range deck, and it really paid off with the Annihilator being, what, 900 damage or something ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he had
And seems like
800 that drop. Phenomenal.
But yeah, we wanted them to push us because we knew they would make mistakes if they did that. So
Well, it worked out very well. Now for drop 2. I'm sorry. I wish I had a lot of things to ask you guys, but a lot of your strats are pretty much by the book and very solid. So not much I can really ask. Now drop 2, you guys were a bit spread out halfway through the match, which in my opinion led to your loss of that drop. How are things going on your end and comms, and where do you think things went wrong there?
we just ran into an issue where we over rotated a little bit and got picked. And then we left a range mech behind who got wrecked by a very nice play from a Shadow Hawk. So just threw too many mechs away too early.
All right, yeah, that's fair. Oh, and joining the channel we have Dacron from 42. Hello, Dacron. How's it going?
Hey,
I believe
not
we have
bad, not bad.
Dacron, Tolson, and Windscape.
What up, gentlemen?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was not
Hello.
scrolling down enough to see.
We've got a whole party in here.
It's amazing.
I'm new to 42. I just joined.
Uh-huh, yeah.
Oh, I'm kidding.
All right.
That was a fun game, MS. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
some good stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys too.
So, since I'm trying to keep things in chronological order, Kami, I'm going to cut you off there about drop 2. 42. How do you guys, give me a sort of briefing about how you guys think, English, how you guys feel about drop 1, because I know that you guys tried to get aggressive and then in the end just failed, and then you got shot down by a firing line. But I'm just curious, how did things go on your end, and what was just your overall plan there?
I wasn't here for that. So Dacron or Windscape, you got to field this one.
Well, I guess I'll say what happened. So for drop 1, I think what we were supposed to do is we were supposed to kind of set some kind of firing line around Frozen City, but when they were actually outranging us, we kind of got all clustered together and really kind of did not know what to do.
Yeah, the focus firing wasn't there. We were trying to call targets, and I don't think we were concentrating like we should have been.
Also, I can't see.
Yeah,
That's true. Visibility on that map is awful.
you are talking to someone who just tried to cast that map, so yeah. Eyes don't really work. All right, so then drop 2. Now, that was probably your most decisive win of this drop, where you just managed to push straight into them and win. I mean, I don't think I have a lot of questions for that drop, but I already asked Kami about how he felt about the drop win. So what do you think about it?
Um, well, I think for the brawl push that we did and the mechs that we took, a lot of the guys in our unit like those mechs, and so that was a very comfortable spot for all of us. If you run into us on the group queue, we usually like to do the brawl push, and so like I said, it's a comfortable spot. I think where a lot of our guys are at. So once we got our stuff together and we're able to focus fire, I think that that helped us.
Okay. Tolson, I saw your mic flare. Do you have anything to add to that?
I was just gonna say that one actually felt more like a pub drop, which is great because that's our style. So we just did what we usually do and
All
focused
right, that's fair.
pretty effectively that one. But
Uh,
that was a good one, and the next one was good too. You guys had some
Yeah.
improved your focus on the next drop.
Overlooking the bloodlust of drop 3.
It's all
Overlooking.
good, man. I don't actually care. I was just
Okay,
teasing.
yeah.
I know you're teasing too. Like I don't have any hard feelings just for the.
Nah. All right, so one, I was amazed by what it came down to, just Xavier, and I think it was,
Zudukai.
yeah, that was, yeah, okay. So one, that was an incredibly close match, and I think that if he was in a mech that wasn't ammo based, say if he was in a Vulcan instead, it
Yeah,
probably would have gone to him. But
exactly.
now I do know that the spawns are unevenly bent towards Team 2 on that side, which, interesting enough, no, Team 1 won both those drops. So I mean, MS, you guys just tried the overall fast push there in the end, right? You had the three linebackers in the Arctic Wolf.
No, we had a range deck.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm mixing up. Yes, it was 42 that had the three linebackers in the Arctic Wolves. Now, did your strats even really change that much in that drop?
I think we were just trying to figure out what exactly MS was doing before we figured out what we were gonna do, and then we just got a call to go, and we just kind of went.
Yeah, it's
That's
like you
about
said.
how that game went.
It's like you said, that Osiris was the difference at the end. And it really helps. Like, if you have a mech at the end that's a 40 to 20 tonner and it's got energy and range on it versus some SRMs, like, if you can outrange the SRMs, you're always going to win that.
Yeah, he made
A
all
good
the right
clutching mech.
plays. He made all the right plays. Was smart about his approach and stuff, and I think that's
Yeah.
what, because had he been a little overeager, a little hungry for the kill, and pushed on Zudukai, he did have some ammo left. I think he had a good five or six shots, but keeping it long range, playing the poke game, using the lasers to trade at range is a much better tactic, and Zudukai just ran out of ammo and couldn't compete. But I thought we did a really good job on that one too. It was pretty much a 1-for-1 trade. It felt like everybody was. We were a little bit better coordinated, and our tactics were similar. Like I said earlier, we like that brawl push, and usually in those types of situations, if you can manage to get one or even two mechs down quickly, you get that power play, and the rest fall in line. So
Who was that Osiris, out of curiosity?
Xavier.
Xavier.
yeah, Xavier. Yep.
Nice. Yeah. Now, that was the difference right there. Having, like, an energy mech at the end of the game. That was well played.
All right, so now drop 4, which in my mind was probably the biggest upset of this drop. Now, the words in my mouth my brain and my mouth aren't working together today.
No worries.
So MSU did set up beautifully there at the airport, just establishing full map control. One I feel bad for, I think it was Proto, who got nearly halved from a strike, and then the whole match just trying to limp to stay alive. I think that was Tolson Strike, if memory serves. I don't remember though.
Yeah, I dropped one. It might have been. I don't know though.
Mm. Now, 42. Now, what made you get so aggressive towards Sigma though, or not only send your 3 lights, but also a crab and an assault mech as well? Because that
Yeah,
was that was
I
considered a
went two in
wildly
the Warhawk.
unorthodox.
No, it was just they had the angles up there, and I was like, we need a new angle, so we
Mm.
rotated, or I rotated anyway for the assault. Got a better angle to shoot from. But honestly, it was the lights that won it with the caps. That was well played.
Yeah, I think after we went to Sigma, if forgive me if it's late, but I think the heavies doubled back towards Theta, and we saw an opening out there in Kappa, and I was able to not cap the whole point, but at least take it away from the opposing team and with that back cap, and then fall back into with the rest of the group, and that gave us, I think, the extra couple of points we needed there in the end.
All right. Then moving on to the final drop, which was, without any offense to 42, just a clean sweep. I mean, I don't really have a lot of questions for that. I mean, I feel like the final drop was pretty cut and dry. 42 got I don't know, just outmaneuvered in the water, and you guys just didn't have the raw cover to pull that off.
So I want to ask on that. So 42 had mechs on the starport. You saw MS come across the water and opted to fall back, but in your fallback, you rotated out into the water through Theta. So, what was the thinking behind falling back that way as opposed to falling back into the lower city?
Lower cities is kind of a death trap for a range team, which we were set up for at the moment. So if you're a range team, you generally want to fall to the water. But we kind of did it a little too slow. We could have like tightened up our movement. But again, like when you don't really practice and you're just playing for fun, that tends to happen. So I thought we did well, and it was a fun game still, and MS clearly won that, and they earned it. So that was a nice cross on the bridge, MS.
Yeah, I think the issue they ran into is they didn't devote any of their lights to counter other lights. So we got a pick on a Warhawk that was really cheap. Like we didn't hardly worked for it. He just took a nice back shot. We armed the dragon. Just that complete Sigma side just got completely outplayed by our light mechs, which is probably where they lost that job because they did a lot of damage as we pushed across the water.
All right. Now
That was
I don't have any more questions of Kurlon. Do you have any more?
Um, so given that the next league starting up here shortly is ISC, standard questions going to be:
Do you
are
plan on
either of you
playing?
planning on participating?
definitely one thing you didn't ask me about drop four, so I'll go ahead and talk to you about that because you gave me crap about that when I was interviewing Bowser. So I'm just messing with you, man. No, so drop four. One thing I will say is you need to put some type of a jump jet mech on the Citadel to control Theta, or something in Lower City to control Theta. Because if we hadn't given up Theta when they came and retook it, we would have won that drop. I mean, it was down to 7 ticks. So
Yeah, that was close.
well played by you guys on taking Theta when you did, and
You
freaking
too.
scaring our light mechs off Sigma. Because if we had gained that, you guys would have lost as well. You guys
Yeah,
forced us
that
to
was a good drop actually.
miscommunicate. It was a lot of fun. I kind of wish it would have gone on a little bit longer so I could have taken advantage of some of the damage I did, but you know, well played. But yeah, we're playing for ISC to answer your question, Kurlon. Hopefully 2 teams. Probably only gonna get one though, but I can dream.
But the question about ISC is that is there a roster cap?
24.
24.
Okay, and it's
And you only need
6v6.
6 for a drop, so
42. Ooh.
It sounds tempting.
Just
I
kidding, just
think
kidding.
we'll have to
We'll
talk
see.
it out with
We'll
the
see.
guys. Yeah, I think after World Cup, a lot of our guys took a kind of an extended break, and we've been slow out of the gate for the MOR drops from from the beginning, just in a, being in the right mental game, as well as preparing the strategies and the drop decks. And so we'll have to talk about it with the guys. I think there's definitely interest there, but we'll have to see.
Fortunately, ISC will be a much simpler league than the current one.
True. Also, real quick, if you guys decide not to drop a team for that, and you guys still want to drop, you're welcome to come swing by MS for the season. Also, out to anybody out there in Chad who's looking for an ISC team, MS is recruiting for pretty casual second team. Not super competitive, but we're still trying to.
Shameless plug.
So
Yeah.
Crash Test Dummy, I've seen you active in chat. There's your invite.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks for casting, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
No problem.
Yeah, I can't wait to take a look right after we're done.
Yeah, sorry, I'm still a bit new to this, so.
This was my first competition drop in 2.5 years, guys. So thanks. It's been fun.
Oh, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, definitely. And I got to go to bed. Unfortunately, I have work tomorrow, but thank you, everybody.
Work is for the weak. I don't need
Later,
that.
guys.
All right, see you,
Adios.
And
Tolson.
Kami.
GG's.
GG's, everybody.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, it's a bit late here on the East Coast, so I'm off as well. Thank you guys for the drops, Kami. It's good to see you, and thanks for all your feedback. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you. GG's.
Adios,
man.
gents, and thank you for coming in for an after-match interview.
Yeah, you're no problem, man. Take it easy.
Adios.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, later. Well, it was nice, guys. Thanks. Thank you guys so much.
Adios. Now, let's see. This should solidify the last of the standings. You can let me pull it up in a moment.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's left at this point is the Smoke Adders versus Clan Crossfire match.
Correct. Now, if I can pull up the standing. So, oh, give me a moment. MS and the Answer have been solidified in 7th and 8th place, respectively. Even if Crossfire gets 5-0'd in their next drop, if they get 0 wins next drop, they will still end in 6th place. 2-8 DFA will be at best tied for 3rd place. And then now it's just a toss-up of will it be White Knights or Smoke Adders in 1st place at the end of the season.
Should make for an interesting match.
It will. April 27th is the date of the match of Smoke Adders against Clan Crossfire, the final match of the season. And I would suggest everybody who's watching right now to tune in, seeing as that will make or break the current standings of Div B. And with that, I would like to thank everyone who watched, and thank you to Kurlon, who was willing to cast with me. Adios, gents, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for letting me play along.